It is very sad when you go out into the world and social media, interact with your surroundings, with daily life, and realize all the lack of love that exists in the world. Welcome to Clichés Reinvented, Reinventing Life's Clichés, a space where I'm gonna share information, thoughts, and insights to help us both live a life in consciousness. These are reflections that have helped me with my personal growth and to live happier and more conscious. This is why now I want to share them with you. I want to thank you for being here today and taking the time to listen to this podcast while you're walking in your car, walking your dog on the way to work, to study, cooking, whatever you're doing. Thank you for being here with me and with yourself. You deserve the best. It is not only in the outside world where we all share among ourselves, but in the inner world of each of us. Too much love is missing. The outside is just the reflection of the inner world of each person. And there's when you realize the lack of love, the love that the human race needs, that it's missing, and therefore each of us. People misunderstand self love. Taking care of oneself, putting oneself as a priority, they see it as a selfish and self centered act. However, they have not realized that when each person gives himself all the love it deserves, it immediately becomes a source of love. Because when we make ourselves a priority, when we give ourselves all the love that we deserve, we turn ourselves into love. And that is what we will give to the world. It is sad when a person or ourselves do not feel worthy of love, either because of our past, because of mistakes we made, because of difficult experiences, or whatever. But the fact is that we do not feel capable of giving ourselves the value and love that we deserve in our life. We all get these moments where we feel like nothing, like crap, due to wrong actions and decisions we made, because sometimes we do not act in the best way and we treat ourselves really hard. However, we do not realize that everyone, including ourselves, take decisions from our level of consciousness, the level of consciousness that we have at that moment. And it cannot be judged. We cannot judge ourselves because by judging, the only thing that we are doing is lowering our energy more and more, causing more and more unnecessary pain. It's sad because every person in this world deserves the best of themselves. If you think about it, if every person on this planet treats itself with the greatest love there is, this is what he or she will give to the world. And as I have already mentioned, love is what humanity has always lacked. When you manage to give yourself the value, the place in your life, and the love that you deserve, you can begin to live more fully, more in well being, more consciously. And you think about it, and it's like, how not to do it? If we are the owners of our own life, we're the ones who are living it, nobody else. We are the captains of this ship, and if we're not aware of our great responsibility towards us and do not take action on our own lives, who else is gonna do it? The wind takes it away because we let others control and guide what by divine right is ours and is our own responsibility. We cannot focus all our attention and desire to find that long awaited love outside of us, in the outside world. We cannot pretend or expect someone else to give us that love, which we have not given ourselves first. Nor can we expect to love someone else truly, love them truly, without really loving ourselves. And I know you've heard this already and you've heard it a lot, but that's why we're in Clichés Reinvented. And we always hear the same thing: love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you won't be able to love anyone else. You're worth it, and stuff like that. But it's the truth. We can't pretend give something we don't have. The saying of finding our other half, the other half does not exist. This mentality that we grow with, to be looking for our other half, the person who is going to supposedly complete us, complete our life, is wrong. Why? Because we are already complete on our own. We are already one, a whole. We do not need someone else to come and complete us. I am not saying that finding a partner is bad. Far from it. In fact, we are made to be with someone. But the problem comes when we put all our expectations of life, of our own life, in another person. When we give them the responsibility of our own happiness, when we emotionally depend on someone else. Now imagine what two complete people, two wholes, can achieve. Two people who are already a whole by themselves. They become unstoppable. Why? Because it is not that they need of each other. They are not together because of lack of love, because of need. No. Each one is okay with themselves, but rather they are together because they really love each other, because they really want to be together, because it is their desire and will to be together. It is not because of need. They are not together out of necessity due to emotional dependence or any other kind of dependence. It is because it's true love. It's real, and love only grows and grows because they want to create something bigger. They can triple the things they do, things that they will never have done alone. This is why, in the same way, despite the fact that they are not our other half, we seek to be with someone, spend our lives with a person, because we seek someone with whom to share our lives, share our happiness, our achievements, our intimacy, but it is not out of necessity. It is because of that desire that is born from love. So, this search for my other half, waiting for the other to complete us, complete me, make us happy, is total nonsense. Although I focus a bit in terms of love relationships, it is not only in terms of couples, but in all kinds of relationships with the external world, with people, with friends, family, everyone, everything, the world in general. Our well being does not and it should not depend on what is outside, on what the other does or stops doing. What happens outside is only a reflection of what is inside us. It is difficult to accept it at first, but when you understand that you attract what you are, you understand that it is time to work in the best version of yourself. Because everything starts within you, within us, starting with love. To accept that we deserve the best of the best in this world, and that only if we give it to ourselves, then that will be what we will receive from the world. We have to do some inner work because it does not happen overnight. For us to accept that we deserve the best, we must heal. We must forgive ourselves. We must accept that we have made mistakes in the past and that this is normal. We cannot judge ourselves, nor could we accept that we would have acted in a different way in the past, because this simply will not happen. This would never have happened because, as we said at the beginning, we always act depending on our level of consciousness. So if we now think differently and our past actions do not match how we see life at this moment, we should not judge ourselves or criticize us, because we are humans, and that was our level of consciousness at that time, and that's fine. The most important thing is that now we recognize it and we know that we can do things better. All those wrong decisions or mistakes we made, when we are aware of them, they only give room for improvement, to learn. And if it is not like that, how else do we intend to advance and improve? There is no other way. In psychology, there is a concept of healing your inner child. This refers to healing wounds from the past, experiences, and difficult situations that we went through as children. It is to remember, it is to forgive, it is to give us that love that we probably lacked in some point, on some occasion. It is hugging our inner child who probably at some point in our lives needed a hug, and to be told that everything will be fine, that everything will be fine, that he is loved, that they take care of him, that he's not alone, that he's beautiful, that he or she has nothing to worry about, that you love him, that you love her. Doing this type of re-introspection, which we can do through guided meditations. Literally, you put on YouTube guided meditation, heal inner child, and that's it. Or by writing to our past self, to our child, to our inner child. Doing this, we can hugely help ourselves to heal past wounds, understand better who and where we are right now, and to be able to move forward. To understand that we are worthy of all the love in the world, we must forgive ourselves. We must understand that at every moment of our lives, we acted depending on our way of thinking, and it's fine. The brave thing to do is actually to be able to see and accept that we have been wrong, and that in the same way we can still do something for ourselves. Recognize that not everything is lost, that the person you were yesterday is not the same person you are today, and that's fine. We are constantly changing, constantly evolving when we are aware of the life we are living. When moments of frustration arrive within us is normal. The important thing is to not stay in them. Instead, we allow ourselves to feel them, accept them, and move on. Understand that despite of everything, we are human beings who came to give love to the world. Love through service, through kindness, through friendship, through empathy, solidarity, understanding, through a smile. A smile. We must put ourselves as a priority in our lives. Of course, there will be other things that are a priority too, but that is not an excuse or why we should put ourselves aside. We are our own priority. Our health, our well being, our peace, our calmness. These aspects can be not left aside, cannot be ignored because they are who we are. By putting ourselves as a priority, I am not referring to leaving aside or not caring about the people around you. Not at all. But we must seek our well being in order to be a source of love for these people who we love, for everything around us, for these people who are everything to us. I go back and repeat, it is not being selfish because when you give yourself love, you give love to the world. When you have already managed to help yourself, then you can go out to help others from love. There is a reason why, in case of an emergency in a plane, you must put on the mask yourself first and then help others. Tiny analogy. So, when there is not enough oxygen in the plane, they always tell it to you to put it first. Why? Because then, if you try to help others, you will be losing oxygen, and then you won't be able to help others, and you won't be able to help yourself at the end. And the same happens in real life. If we try to help others' problems and help everyone and leave ourselves for the last, we will not make it. It will be impossible. So, because how are we going to save the world if we have not saved ourselves? We deserve to be valued by ourselves, not by others, to value the person we are, to value what we have achieved, all our efforts, qualities, virtues, and defects, because all of this make up who we are. Valuing our body. And I know that this is a topic very common nowadays, but we cannot live thinking about meeting the expectations of others. Besides, each one is thinking of himself, of herself, in what suits them. So it's not even this, it's living thinking about meeting expectations that we believe society imposes on us. Why I say that we believe society imposes them? Because we allow ourselves to impose these stereotypes to ourselves. No one is putting a gun to your head to force you to seek to be someone or see yourself as someone else or as someone you're not. And sorry for the example, but it is like that. In no, in the end, today everything is a competition, stereotypes, everything is marketing. Well, I have like a duality with marketing, but the thing is that they have spent so much time studying our behavior to make us believe that we should be someone else, look ourselves as someone else, that we are not enough with what we are, with what we have, to be supposedly accepted by society. A society that it is on our head, that has been created to control us. However, the truth is that this is nothing new. It has always been this way. In the end, the only acceptance we need and deserve is our own. It is us, each one of us, who allow these stereotypes to become our lives. And just as we allow them, as we allow this to happen, we also have the ability to remove these stereotypes from our lives and to be aware that these do not define who we are. Realize that we are what we are, a perfect creation. Do you think that the creation of life is a trivial or banal thing, that it just happens? The creation of life is something impressive. If we start to think about the possibilities for each one of us to be living today, They were at some point one in a million, then growing healthy. This does not happen for no reason. And then just because society or something, stereotypes and everything, suddenly we take all the value away from our own life to the miracle that we are, because that is every human being. Really? No, no. This should not be like that. I will sound idealist or whatever. I don't care, but every human being deserves all the love in the world. They deserve their own respect, their own love, their own dignity, because the miracle of life is just impressive. So, this is an invitation for us to value who we are, our body, to value ourselves, value our life. This appreciation is directly linked to being grateful. Look, when we thank everything, everything comes to us multiplied. Many people focus on complaining about what they do not have, about the person they would like to be, about how they would like to see themselves, about how they would like to feel, and they are not aware that at this moment we are more than enough, that we should be thankful for what and who we are today. Then it may happen, then you will realize that you had everything and you were not aware of it and you didn't value it when you had it. The problem of realizing that we have everything right now and not being grateful for it is that we continue in a constant, infinite search for something that does not exist, because we will never be enough for ourselves and we will never feel satisfied with who we are, with what we have achieved, with nothing actually. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have expectations and goals and objectives. Of course we do. But in addition to this, we should be aware of what is now and be thankful for it. Be aware of it. So when we become aware that we really deserve the best and take action on it, we begin to take care of ourselves as such, to see ourselves as such, to give ourselves all the love. This comes from our own thoughts to our actions that might seem small, but in reality, they are not. Spending time to be with you, taking care of your health, your well being, your peace, to relax, to chill, to do what you like, pamper yourself, loving yourself more and more. You don't settle for crumbs. You don't settle for a loveless relationship. You don't settle for what little a person gives you. You don't settle for what doesn't make you truly happy, whatever this is, because you are aware that you came to live in well being. And in the case of being with someone who does not value you, well, first you value yourself, and then you see how you no longer need to be next to someone who does not value your being, the person you are. And life itself will take these people from your life, who in the end come to teach us, or in the event that your destiny is next to these people, not only in romantic relationships, but in every kind of relationship, then things will change because you have changed. And what you give is what you receive. In the end, we are a mirror and we attract what we are, what we need to learn from. You become more aware of what is good for you and what is not, because you deserve the whole world. Remember that we are all capable of loving. We are all capable of being loyal, of being faithful, of being coherent with our words and actions when we really feel them. So we are not here to settle for little, to settle for less, neither from others nor from ourselves, which is the most important. When we understand that I and only I can make myself worthy of love, and I can give myself the best, that is to say, all the love of the world, this will be what God, the universe, and life will bring to your life. Thank you for arriving to this point. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it. And if you really liked what you heard, share this podcast with people you love, with people who you would like to hear this, so we can live more in consciousness. Don't forget to subscribe in your if you're listening on YouTube or in Spotify. Subscribe, rate this podcast so we can arrive to more people. Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow Clichés Reinvented on Instagram, clichés underscore re underscore invented. Love you guys. Bye.